Hey guys, if you want more sales and to increase the dollar amount per transaction for your sales, you've got to get really good at your unique selling proposition, your USP. You've got to figure out what that is, figure out what's unique about you. And it's not so much about what's so unique about you and your company. It's about communicating what you do. So I think communication is way more important than any maybe little specific thing that you do. Not that if you do something great, absolutely communicate it, but it all takes communication. So, what makes you unique? Communication is the key, I believe. So if you always replace the refrigerant lines on every job, you've got to communicate why you do that. If you always install, an easy, accessible filter rack so the tenant or the homeowner can change the filter easily every time they need to, you've got to let them know so they understand the value in that. If you always use a gas cock that can be shut off with your hand so you don't have to scramble for a wrench, you can explain that to them. Mr. and Mrs. Smith, we install this, that way if you ever have a gas leak, you don't have to scramble around for a wrench to shut your gas off. You can just shut it off with the simple twist of your hand. You've got to explain that stuff to people. Take the time with them and explain it to them. And what that's going to do is that's going to plant a little seed of doubt in their mind, because the other company probably didn't let them know that this is how we do it. So if the other company did not communicate well with them and you do, you're going to plant that seed of doubt. You're going to be able to get $500 to $1,000 more on every job by explaining how a proper installation is done. It's a big decision for people. You got to spend time with them and let them know this is what we do. It's not, and I'm not saying you need to sit there and say, I don't think the competitors are doing that. They'll be doing that in their head already. They'll be saying, well, the other company never said anything about that. Well, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, I'm not sure what old Chuck in a truck's doing over there, but this is how we do it. So that's how you would answer that question. That plants a seed of doubt, lets them know you're the professional because you're spending the time with them and you're telling them this is how we do our job. And basically planting that seed of doubt. So I guarantee you use this. You got to sit down and write out, 10 things that you do on every installation. I'm sure you've got at least 10 things that there's some value to, and you've got to explain and communicate that value to the homeowner. And by doing that, you're going to get more sales. You're going to plant doubt in their mind that the other company's not going to do that. And that's the key. So good luck to you. Sit down, make a list, 10 things. What do you do? Do you flush the refrigerant lines every time? Do you purge while you're welding? Do you, do you use concrete pads versus plastic pads? It really doesn't matter how you do your installations, as long as you're always doing them properly, obviously, so you can, promise a good life on the homeowner system. And it's mainly just communicate, guys. Get more sales, get more money per transaction. Subscribe to my channel and go make money.